We would like to call the attention of everyone listening that the following discussion you are about to jump in on is intended to cause no hard feelings. Strap in and prepare yourselves for Cassidy and Josh. This is No Hard Feelings.
Welcome back, fellas, to another episode. Cass, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're in your all white?
I've been waiting for you to make a comment on what I'm wearing.
Look at you. You're waiting for me to rate your outfits now.
Oh,
This is a nice little tradition.
I'm not looking forward to today's rating.
Oh, yeah.
I want to preface by saying this isn't by choice, my outfit.
Yep.
For the audio listeners, I'm dressed like I'm going to a convent.
To a where?
A convent. I'm ready for church. I'm in a floor-length maxi white skirt, a white T-shirt, and a cream knit over the shoulders.
Hey, most thought you'd never be in a white dress.
Shouldn't be. Or
Most thought you'd never get to wearing that white dress.
I will.
Look at you now.
Well, it doesn't. I'm not getting married. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But what do we rate it? I do have some leopard print Wales Bonner Sambas on though, so it kind of like pulls it up a little bit. But
very serious up top, a bit of a party downstairs.
Listen, I had a tennis event to get to, and I thought wearing a maxi skirt meant that I wouldn't have to participate in the tennis, and unfortunately, it didn't get me out of it because I stupidly wore sneakers.
And you also mentioned that you did very well.
Yep, I made it to the grand final.
Wow.
Choked
Did you win?
No, I choked under pressure.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It was wet. The bowls were heavy. It was a grass court, and grass is meant for summer and dry. It's just the conditions were not suitable.
Sounds like a whole lot of excuses.
It is, yes. Anyway, what do you rate my outfit?
You know what? I actually don't mind it. I'm going to give it a 7.8.
That makes me question all your ratings of my outfits.
The one she hates the most and puts the least amount of effort in.
Like, what do you mean? I was expecting like a 4 or a 5.
Maybe I just like to keep you on your toes. You know, you add years to my age when you're talking to people, and this is my way of like fucking with you a little bit.
You're still being nice to me though. Bully me.
Bully me.
God. Anyway, how are you?
I'm really good, thanks. Wow, what an episode with Phoebe. That was quite
Very
powerful, very moving.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, actually.
About?
I just learned that there's a lot that can go on behind the scenes that you don't know about, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Especially as a boy as well. You guys are so clueless. Like any like social media chatter, you're just like, la, 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 la. You got no idea.
For some reason in my head, I never realized like how in depth girls can talk about like their relationships and stuff like that. Like us guys, we're very much like, how's it going? You're like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like, you know, a couple of fights here and there, but
there's that male loneliness epidemic again.
We're all right. But you guys like break it down.
The signs are there.
You guys,
mate, we discuss it. We turn every stone and then we go back to the start and we turn the stone the opposite way and then we might even go a third time. Like there's not a detail left unspoken. We dissect everything. Everything.
And when you're going over the second, third time, are you finding new?
Yes, always. Because there's a different perspective. We're on a different part of our cycle. We're seeing things in different ways. Luteal versus follicular, different way of thinking.
Holy shit.
If I'm in my follicular phase, fucking it's rainbows and butterflies. If I'm in my luteal phase, the man cheated on me and I'm going to kill him.
I don't know what those two words mean, but I think it's quite intense.
Yes, it is.
But wow, like because us guys, like we will talk about things that happen and, you know, this fight's because this, but we won't break it down with a magnifying glass. It'll be very much like surface level. And it's actually pretty interesting that you guys can find so many different like deep.
Aren't you curious? Like do guys need closure?
We do, but at the same time, sometimes it's easier just to bury your head in the sand and
healthy. It's nice.
No, but you like it's not healthy at all. But it's like
that was
like
sarcasm.
sometimes you don't know. I know, but sometimes you don't want to like dig too deep because you might like uncover something that is going to rattle you. And I know that's like really
that's growth. Growth is not always comfortable.
No,
Joshua.
I know.
You might actually learn of what you did wrong in a relationship, and you can actually better yourself for your future relationships.
No, but also like if you dig a little deeper, like you might discover something that is quite sinister towards you. Like maybe they just don't care about you, or maybe you can uncover.
I'm not seeing a problem here.
No, I know.
I think it's I don't think. Well, obviously, if you go through a breakup and you're fixating on it and going over and over and over it months down the track, not healthy. But I think maybe for just women or some men might do it, but I need to feel like I've turned every stone and thought about every possible angle. My biggest focus is just making sure I don't message them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you want to go no contact?
Always. You should go no contact for potentially like half the amount of time length of the relationship.
You actually were saying this last week.
Yeah. So if you were
Phoebe.
together for 2 years, no contact for a year.
Wow. And how did you come to that?
I don't know. It's just a number I came up with in my head. Sounds good. But like, you can't heal in the same environment that hurt you. And no one in the history of breakups has ever said, yeah, we kept breaking no contact and it worked great for us. Find me one person that said that worked for them.
It's actually a really interesting point.
It is the hardest thing to do, hands down, because depending on what your relationship was like with that person, when you're hurting and you've got all these thoughts going through, usually they're the person that you want to unpack all that shit with and you want to talk about it with. But that's what you've got to break that cycle. And that's why you do it with your friends or your family.
Yeah.
But like I definitely do it with guy friends. Like Mitch, for example, Mitch Hibbard, he's had many a FaceTimes over the last like couple of years of me just venting to him about guys.
Okay, wow. Does
Especially
he help?
from like a straight up fuckboy. Mitch is that is some
He has
insight.
the worst reputation on this show.
That is some look, don't get me wrong, I love Mitch with all my heart.
So do I.
But like I get some insight from him. That is like that's not peeking behind the curtain, that's ripping the fucking curtain down.
So
because even when I don't want to hear it, Mitch is like, that man never liked you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so I was scrolling through social media and there's some famous psychologist and I can't remember his actual name, which is annoying me, but he was saying that if you peel back the brain of a male who is only interested in short-term relationships, i.e. a nice scientific way of saying a fuckboy, you would be mortified at what goes on inside his brain. It is like
100%.
10,000 times worse than you think. And like,
I mean, I'm thinking pretty bad. Like, it's actually scary if it's 10 times worse than what I'm thinking.
No, it actually is. It actually is. Like there is like, it just sounds like all doom and gloom, but like some of these fuckboys and I guess you call them manipulators, stuff like that. They have when I say no intention, I mean like less than 0% of something more than short term.
It's kind of terrifying. Although I wouldn't put, I'm not saying you're putting Mitch in that category.
No, I'm not putting
Mitch.
I'm not putting Mitch in that category.
Mitch is definitely not in that category because he is a lover boy at heart.
No, I think Mitch is looking for his forever person.
He's a lover boy at heart, but the second he gets burned, he fucking uses it as his villain origin story. And I'm like, Mitch, we're not. We got to stop this cycle. We get so close to it, something happens. He goes, fuck it, I'm back to the streets, and then it's just round and round.
It can get like that dating in 2025. But like, I think with a lot of these people, there is no goal to actually have a long term. It's very short term, and I get it. Like people can be dating and they can get crushed down to a point where they just stick their fingers up and go, fuck the world.
Some of these men, I don't think they've gotten to that because they've been burned or had a bad experience. I think it might be conditioning from what they've grown up watching. Maybe they overconsume porn. Like I think it's a number of things that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with being scorned by a woman, because a lot of them have never even been in a committed relationship where they've gotten close enough to a woman to do that. I think a lot of it stems from misogyny and they don't want that. But then also there's some bachelors that want to be bachelors because there's also some women that want to be single forever. Like it's just the difference between being a bachelor and a fuckboy is the ethics behind it. Like how you treat women, whether you're upfront and open, whether you manipulate them, like that's the defining factor between those two.
I also think a lot of, especially male public figures and stuff, a lot of the wrong type of male public figures get really famous and get a lot of traction online. I don't want to like name names.
Name a name.
No, but you know what I mean.
Come on, you said we're turning up the cunt in season 2.
Like, like the whole Geordie Shore, like the whole Jersey Shore.
Yeah, okay.
Like all those sort of things where they talk about like, I'm slamming her on the table, mate. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, and that sort of stuff, like a lot of young boys look up to these people on shows and be like, oh my God, that guy's my hero.
What's that bald guy's name that got arrested?
Andrew Tate.
I just have permanently erased that name from my brain.
Yeah, well.
But like, him. The influx that went through, like it was terrifying when you'd see the teachers say the Andrew Tate effect on boys in primary school is fucking terrifying.
But this is why we need to have more positive
Role
male
models.
We need to have more positive people spreading, because we don't want to absolutely crush masculinity. We want to like positive masculinity where like we support people and that sort of stuff needs to be more, there needs to be more people in a public figure where young boys can look up to that.
Yeah.
And even like women can go, that's the type of guy I want my son to be like, or, the guy I want to date, or et cetera, et cetera. So I think that it's really important that we start pushing some more positive male role models, but we know what society is like. Fucking society just latches on to toxic shit.
Yeah, they love the toxic. Stay toxic, baby.
No, we're not staying toxic, baby. Disregard everything we just fucking said. Get it out of your fucking vocabulary.
Hey, I'm not toxic. I'm loved down, man. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, fuck. Wow, we have really just gone crazy on this one. But
well, it's interesting. You said about dating trends before and like dating in 2025. Great minds this week. I was on a stroll a couple of days ago and I could not believe my eyeballs walking through Bondi. I've never seen this before in my life. There's a man that's put up posters seeking women to go on a blind date with him. He's got a QR code and everything.
Love it.
He's got a little bit about himself on the poster, a photo of himself.
That's good.
I think this is the most spectacular thing to come out of 2025. Like this is a new generation of dating.
Wow.
I rate it massively. I big fan of how he operates.
Yeah, and I've actually seen this as well, Cass. It's funny that Cass brought this up because she wanted to talk about it on the podcast, and I had it in my personal notes as well to talk about it. So this actually grabbed us both.
Because he's got those flyers are everywhere.
Now I got a question. So as Cass said, he's basically got like an A4 sheet of paper.
Let me pull it up because I took a photo for a receipt because it's, you know what? It's well done. Do you know what the one thing this says about him? The man can book and plan an excellent date if he was able to organize a QR code.
Yeah.
Because
if you're organized enough to do this, think about
the date would be spectacular, ladies. Okay, so it says, come on a date with me.
Wow.
Hey, I'm Dylan. My friends are setting me up for a blind date. If you know the perfect person for me, scan below. And then it's got some info about him.
What's
this
the
guy
info?
is a photo. Great mustache. Very strong mustache.
Ooh,
I like
if
it.
Cass was single, she might have signed into the QR code.
I probably would have.
Wow.
He's 24 years old, male, finance, 6 foot, brown eyes, no trust fund, is a night owl. Goat mixologist, makes a mean Tommy's marg. Bonus, knows every hidden gem cocktail bar and what to order for you. Is a techno connoisseur.
And
that's a fucking strong dating profile. That is the new era of dating, I feel.
Couple of green flags in there.
So there's no red flag.
No, I know. And also he made a joke. He said no trust fund, works in finance.
Yep.
Over 6 foot.
He's 6 foot. He's not over 6 foot.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not add on inches. I know you're used to doing that, but there's no need. There's no need.
I had a funny thing about that actually, but don't want to get too sidetracked. But I actually love this. I think it's great. You're putting yourself out there. You're having a laugh. And I think in the current dating market, I reckon that this is so play on.
I think it's a green flag because it shows that he's okay to be vulnerable, and because especially in the eastern suburbs, everyone is too cool for school. No one wants to act like they like you first. This guy is genuinely showing that he's open to finding someone. Like, God, if this turns out that he's just some little cunt that's trying to get laid, I'm gonna scream like, surely not. But it would, not saying he's doing that, but I would not be surprised at the lengths men would go to just to get laid.
I agree.
But I don't think, I'm not getting that vibe from him.
No, and like these fuckboys, they want to remain faceless and nameless.
Oh,
so you're not putting yourself on a poll.
Babes, I wouldn't put it past a fuckboy to come out with this. Especially when they'll hear the success story from this. Like, this will get picked up. This will float around TikTok, and then these little fuckboys will come in and they'll ruin it for everyone.
So I want to know, did he put this up or did his friends? Because it said his friends are trying to organize it.
I feel like it might have been a team effort.
Fair, yeah.
Because it's also, I get it. It's a good way. It might come across a little bit too desperate if he's doing it himself. So being able to use his friends as the scapegoat is maybe like a happy medium.
You know what I'd love to do actually? I might reach out to Dylan and see if we can get him on for like a little 5-minute debrief on this.
What an excellent idea.
Little 5-minute debrief. We need to, maybe one of his friends, if Dylan doesn't want to come on, we can ask, how successful is the QR code? Because
I'd love to get the stats on this.
I've seen different people. I know this is taking it to another level. I've seen people at music festivals with a T-shirt of a QR code of their Instagram saying, you know, follow me. I'm
Maybe
single.
they just want followers. Maybe they just want to hit 10K. They're probably already in a relationship. They just want to hit 10K.
That might take it to the next level, but there's all sorts of things
maybe
you could
we
do.
could do that to hit 400K.
Yeah. But
That'd
like,
be nice.
you know how you see people in the sky doing advertisements. So there's all sorts of ways you
It's
could.
a good way to do it. I'm impressed by the initiative. It's the first of its kind.
Yeah. No, I let's see if we can get one of them on and have a bit of a quick chat to them about the success rate.
We're pretty persuasive. We'll make it
The
happen.
Google Docs and all that sort of stuff. I'd love to know how many applications they're getting. Maybe the girls. If you guys like this, send us a DM. Let us know if this is something you'd be interested in. Well, keeping on romance, there's a person in the UK. He's quite well known. He won I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here last year in the UK. This guy called Sam Thompson. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, Sam Thompson. Yeah, I know
so
him.
he was on Made in Chelsea. He's quite well known. He's got his own podcast. He's big in the UK. He was dating this girl called Zara McDermott. She was on Love Island. They were your classic public figure sort of couple. And, you know, they had their dramas along the way. And, you know, there was some cheating allegations and whatnot. But they seemed to, you know, get on a quite a good path. And recently they broke up, which, you know, dominated the headlines.
Do we know the details?
Don't know the details. Don't know the full details. It's kind of hazy, as most of these influencer relationships can go.
It'll all come out.
If they wanted to come and do it on the podcast here, go for it.
Hey, you guys, you want to come on this podcast?
We're experts at that now. But so they split and he started seeing a new girl. You know, she was off another show. It was quite, I mean, they've been split up for a couple of months. It wasn't too quick, but it was on the quicker side.
What's
She's
her
now
name?
dating, Zara's now dating Louis Tomlinson from
One Direction.
One Direction. So she moved on very quick, which was some suspicion there. But what I wanted to talk to you about is
Has he moved on?
he started dating this new girl.
What's her name?
I don't know her name, but they went on a couple of dates or snapped with some photos and stuff like that. But what I started to see on these, because a couple of these like Daily Mail-ish sort of Instagram page started posting them. And I saw there was like 200-300 comments and I clicked the comment section because I want to.
You're nosy. You want to see what the people are saying.
I'm nosy. And I saw so many comments that just was so fucking disappointing. There was like an unlimited amount of comments that were saying, so happy for you, Sam. What an upgrade. You know, so stoked to see you with the new girl. She's way better than your ex. You know, all these comments that I was like, I get it. Like you are a fan of someone and you really like someone, but to put other people down, like you got to realize that these comments they're so hurtful and so rude.
You don't need to put someone else down to bring someone else up.
Yeah. And like,
also it's so unnecessary. It's typical though to pin women against each other.
Yeah. I mean, like, but I was saying like when me and my ex split, like there was a whole lot of comments that, you know, this guy's better than Josh and also stuff, and it just makes you feel so shit about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and I just feel like it's something that we need to do better as a society. Like we need to stop putting people down online as much, you know, because people are reading this and then they're comparing themselves to the new partner and it's just like, you know, they split. Let's just leave it there. You know, there's no like insane drama that's going on here. And I just had a look at it and I just thought that it was one of those do better things. Isn't
it crazy that like you and I being semi-normal people, I wouldn't see
emphasis on semi.
Yeah, like, you know, within reason. We make that category barely. But like I hear people break up and I see the new partner. That thought never crosses my mind to be like, oh, what an upgrade. Unless say the man or the woman cheated they get a new partner. And then I'm like, yeah, fucking upgrade from that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Valid. But right now, maybe they just broke up from difference of opinions or they grew apart. Like until we know what's happened, there's no need. So it's just odd. Like it's very telling the kinds of people that have that train of thought.
Yeah. And it's like, guys, I get it. Like you want to leave a comment and you might dislike someone, but have a think about what you comment before you do it and how that might affect the person who's going to see it. Because imagine if you're on the other side and someone said that your ex is upgraded now.
Yeah.
Like you would feel so shit about yourself.
Well, I always say you're allowed to bully people. You're allowed to make fun of people, but do it the normal way and send it like screenshot and send it to your friends. Like Josh and I aren't saying that we're saints and we don't talk shit about anyone and we're not mean about anyone. Like I talk just as much shit as anyone else. Hello, I fucking run my mouth for a living. Of course I do. But I'm normal because like my opinion isn't Bible. So like I don't need to put my opinion out there. I'm not I was about to say I'm not the Pope, but that might be too soon to say that. I don't even think about him. I don't even think about him very often. I don't know why he's breaking mine. Anyway, I'm flustered. My opinion doesn't matter, and I'm not so righteous that I think it does. So these ignorant people that think they're so self-righteous that their opinion needs to be made public, just bitch about people like
behind there.
Yeah, just there's nothing wrong with that because you're not gonna love everyone, you're not gonna like everyone's outfit or everyone's new haircut or hair color. We're not saying you have to always love everyone and everything you see. Just fucking screenshot and send it behind their back. Like it's not that hard.
So true.
Because sure, if you genuinely believe that Zara, I don't even know who upgraded who, but if you think that, send a fucking screenshot. Like don't leave it. Because at the end of the day, whether you think whatever you think, whether it's true or not, you still look like an asshole. Like if your first thought is, oh, what an upgrade, there's a lot of people that don't think like that and you just look like a prick. I don't know. Like, and it's just so entitled to think that your opinion is so important that you need to tell this person that you've never met before. Parasocial relationships are crazy.
Yeah,
we need to get a grip, and we say it all the time. Like, go fucking touch some grass. But like, because like I saw the comments of like Amelia's new boyfriend, and you got it heavily. Like I did see it
so bad,
and I'm like.
And it's not, and this is nothing against, the new boyfriend or whatever.
Not at all.
It was from randoms, random people.
Fuckheads leaving the comments. It's like, for all we like. It's just,
but then it also like so they would comment like what an upgrade, and then people would defend me, and it just starts this weird like battle, and it's like, guys, we're not competing. Like
it's sad, but honestly, it's very telling of their train of thought because never have I ever thought, oh, like what an upgrade. Like I said, unless they've done something to deserve that, even still. Probably wouldn't comment it publicly because I'm normal.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always said this because I've gotten a lot of online hate over the years, like pretty consistent. It's dropped off in the last couple of years. But I've always said like a couple of years ago, I'd only been doing this job for 4 years. And so that was short enough for me to remember what my time was like before I was in the public eye. And never once when I used to follow the likes of Steph Claire Smith and Elise Knowles and like all these famous models and stuff like that, I disagreed with shit they would post and captions they would write and like things that they would do all the time. Never once have I ever felt self-righteous enough to send them a DM or put them down. I would just like screenshot it and send it to my sister. So if I'm capable of doing that as being on the other side of it back then everyone is. Like this is not just a matter of like poor influencers, we cop it. Like no, it's a matter of you need to humanize these people you follow or you need to block them so you don't see them because it's not an us problem that we just don't know how to handle your shit. No one is designed to cop that because it's not fucking normal. If you wouldn't say it to their face, if you don't like when your boss is a little bit passive aggressive to you, then you need to shut your fucking mouth because it's not that hard to just, like I can still remember and I can confidently say to this day, I've never left a hate comment besides like one Trump supporter and that was valid. Okay.
You reply. Some of them.
I do reply, but
that's not a hate comment. That's a response.
I always say don't bring a knife to a gunfight. If you're going to leave me some heinous, nasty comment and comment on my appearance or be mean to me,
then be prepared.
Be prepared to be blasted on my story. It's not my fucking problem.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I haven't seen any of this, but it's just
it's shit.
It's parasocial relationships, and people just don't want to humanize people they follow online. And fair enough if you don't want to, but just block them. Then it's not. It's TikTok, it's very scary. I don't like TikTok. It
can be toxic, can it?
Yeah.
Well, that was a good one, Cass. We were just saying we can have a bit of a serious chat as well as the
get Josh to have
tomfoolery.
I can get him to have a deep and meaningful conversation.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Well, speaking of deep and meaningful, I want to talk to you about commitment in the year 2025.
Fucking commitment in 2025, hard to come by. Hard to come by.
Now, as you know, a lot of people these days are strung along and kind of kept in situationships, breadcrumbed, submarined. We've spoken about a lot of different ways that people don't get commitment.
It's really hard to get past that 1 month mark.
Yeah, is that the number that we agreed on?
I reckon 6 weeks is goal. Like I was lucky to get to 6 weeks.
Wow.
I'm going on 7 months now, baby. Woo! But it's like 6 weeks, I was like, fuck, I might be on here.
Wow.
And then the second I talk about it on the podcast, they're gone the next week.
Yeah.
But no, I reckon 4 to 6 weeks is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Well, not to blame or point fingers, but it's because that's that point where it's almost you get to that point where it's almost time to be like, are you seeing other people? Like,
I'm going to have more responsibility.
Yeah, you got to have that
this.
conversation. So I think that's why. Because like usually if you're dating actively, you're going on 2 dates a week at least.
Wait, what?
No? Yes?
No, I'm not. That's a lot.
Is it?
2 dates a week?
If you like them, no.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like you're dating other people.
Oh, fuck no. God,
Sorry,
no.
sorry.
We've had this conversation. I barely like enough men to have 1 date a month. No, when I find someone that I like.
Sorry, you mean the same person. Yeah.
Surely you're seeing them at least twice a week.
Oh, yeah, at least.
So like by the time you hit that 1 month mark, you've seen them.
A lot. You should know.
Quick maths isn't 14 times?
Something like that.
I don't know. That might be wrong.
I think that's wrong, but yeah. We get what you mean.
We get that. Yeah. So like I feel like the 1 month mark is at the point where it's kind of like we're either going to keep going or we're going to stop it now.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about a couple of sayings that if you hear from the person you're seeing, you should absolutely run in the other direction.
Where did you get this list from?
I got this list online.
I was going to say it's not your own personal
No.
collection. You don't just have notes that you copy and paste, perhaps?
Imagine. No, it's not from me.
Okay.
It is from a website, and basically,
do we have the name of the website?
Not on me, but I can get it to you.
Okay.
So these are basically excuses where someone will use these to never commit to a relationship. Now, I'm going to give you the top 6 most used. Now, if you are seeing someone...
I'll see if I've had any of them used on me.
Listeners, Cass, if you have heard any of these or you're seeing someone that's used one of these lines on you, I really want you to run in the other direction because these
Heard it
lines...
from Daddy Josh.
These lines aren't good.
Have you used any of these?
That's irrelevant to
Answer
the
the question. You're under oath. You're under oath. Answer the question before you start.
Yeah, I have probably used 1 or 2 of these.
Okay.
But like, you know.
I'll see if I've used any.
No, I would say you have.
Okay.
No, because like, you know, sometimes you like spending time with someone, but you don't want to fully lay everything towards them. Okay, coming in at number 6. So I'm going to start at 6 at the least popular and down to number 1, which is the most popular and used one. Okay, so number 6 is if someone says to you, I feel you can do so much better than me.
Oh, fuck off. Oh. No one's ever used that on me and they're lucky they haven't because they wouldn't be living. Like that is the most bullshit line. That's basically just you telling me that you're a piece of shit and you don't plan on improving. That's all I hear when I hear that. I actually cannot believe that that's even made like fuck and next.
It's quite manipulating that one.
That's
do you take that? How do you take that? Like,
that's typical man. They're just not willing to improve themselves or they know they're a piece of shit, which makes them even worse because they're like, yeah, I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm just not willing to do anything about it.
Oh my God. Okay. Interesting. Coming in at number 5. We are moving way too fast. So this one is geared towards trying to slow down the development of the relationship. So obviously, you know, it might be moving into a direction where you both have to commit, and this is their way of prolonging that
1 month
period.
mark.
Yeah, prolonging that for a long time. So
I feel like that would come up as well. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. I got all flustered.
This is bringing PTSD up.
I'm getting flashbacks. Fuck, we're moving too fast. I can't even remember what I was going to say.
That one is to prolong committing to someone, if that rejogs your...
It's gone.
Okay, it's gone.
That hasn't happened to me in a long time. I fucking hate when that happens.
So, yep, so that one's prolonging actually committing and moving into a relationship and basically keeping it on a casual enough level.
Just remember what I was going to say.
Go.
I feel like, this is very spiritual of me, but you guys know that I feel like this. When you know, you know. And so he's not your person, or I don't want to, I'm going to label this as all him, but I know it's not all him. But the person you're meant to be with will never think that you're moving too fast because it'll feel just right. So if someone's saying we're moving too fast, he's a fucking loser and a pussy and you don't want to be wasting your time anyway.
Okay.
I haven't had that one used on me though.
Oh, really?
So we're nil.
Okay. Number 4. There's so much I want to work on myself with before I can commit.
Because we already know men can't fucking multitask because they've got their full-time job and they're going to maintain gym and their fucking grandma died in high school and they're just dealing with so much stuff. Just all this shit that they're going to work on. Again, if they wanted to, they would. That rule comes.
Has that one been used on you?
Nope.
Wow. Have you used that on anyone? Oh, the long pause is of concern. Real concern.
I don't think so because I'm perfect and I never have to work on myself. Kidding. kidding. No, I haven't used that one.
Okay. Coming in at number 3. I don't want to hurt you.
What does that mean? Like, are you foreshadowing that you're going to be a piece of shit? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are we preempting when we say, I don't want to hurt you? Because I know these are all really fucking common because I've heard all my girlfriends, like.
So your girlfriends get some of these used on them?
Yes.
They're also like extremely disorientating because I don't want to hurt you, but by saying that you are hurting me. So it's kind of a complete contradiction.
I feel like that goes in the same category as you can do better than me. It's like you're preempting that you're going to be a piece of shit. So I don't know. Again, I haven't had that one. I'm trying to think if sexy South African man fell into maybe that might have been that I don't want to hurt you. I don't know. We'll see what's 1 and 2.
Okay, number 2. I've got a lot on my plate at the moment and I can't fit you in.
Never had that one.
Wow.
Again, I'm like, I know these are just all men. I cannot picture a single woman saying any of this because women can fucking multitask. And if we can't, we're probably not dating.
Again, ladies or guys, if this has been used on you, this one here is basically saying you are not high enough of a priority for him to find time for you.
Because if he wanted to, he would.
There's everything else in his life takes preference over spending time with you.
My partner was literally going to be deported and he still found time to fit me in
There
while
you
he
go.
was
There you go.
getting his visa.
Okay, coming in at number 1.
This is going to piss me off.
I'm just not ready for a relationship right now.
I've had that one. I've had that one like 4 fucking times.
Cassidy's got her shirt and she's flinging it around. So you've had this one?
Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like that one's not the worst of them though.
Oh, really? Well, maybe it's not the worst, but it's the most commonly used.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a bit of a difference there.
You
but
know
this
what?
one-
I actually don't hate that one because it's like, depending on how deep in we are, but like a month in, I think.
My argument is though, why the fuck are you dating then?
Well, I think I'm not ready for a relationship is just a nice way of saying like, I'm just not that into you.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's code because if you're going steady with someone and then you have to use that line, like, I think they've just, it's just a nice way to let you down. I think it's more so saying it's me, not you.
Oh, so it might be a nice positive thing as opposed to a...
Well, no, because it's still you. It's like, there's just not that into you, which is fine. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I think I think them saying I'm just not ready for a relationship is, again, if they wanted to, like men would move mountains for the person they love or the person they want to date.
They definitely
Like,
would.
When they know, they know.
They definitely would. If he likes you, you're going to know. If you're confused, it's a no.
If they like you, you'll know. If you're confused, they don't. That's what we say.
Yeah,
Yep.
really is.
Oh, that was really interesting.
Yeah, so those are the 6 most commonly used avoidant of commitment lines, which is quite interesting. Have you used any before? Any others that have been used on you that aren't in the list?
I'm pretty sure I used number 1 on Ted's dad.
Oh.
You remember that guy? The one with the dog?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember how
I remember all the nicknames, funnily enough.
Yeah.
I love the nicknames. When my friends start seeing new people, if they haven't given a nickname, that's our first.
It's a rite of passage.
It's our first mission.
It makes it, because it's also a way to keep them
Oh,
in a
yes.
specific category until they earn their way out of it. Like they don't get first name rights until they've earned their way out of like Ted's dad.
Well, yeah, what would we call it? You've got to earn your way out of nickname territory into first name rights.
Which, to be frank, like Ted's dad, he never deserved to be in that category. He was the nicest man.
Yeah.
I say as I break up with him, but it's fine.
I love some of the nicknames are so creative.
Yeah, what have we had? Sexy South African
You know what?
man,
Actually,
Ted's
listeners,
dad.
I want you guys to send in the funniest nicknames you've given your friends for the people they're seeing. I want the crazy ones. I would love a little backstory. You can put it in the Google Doc. You can put it as a DM. Send us a couple.
What have you got? Have you got any?
Have I been given any or have I given other people?
Have you given other people any?
Have I given other people any?
I always have to do it.
I have, but none of them are sticking to my mind right now. It's really hard to remember.
It's the highlight of dating, especially
Really?
with your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite
Although
funny.
now that I think about it, I've never nicknamed any of Phoebe's.
Of Phoebe's.
Yeah, she hasn't had many, but
You guys are also gatekeeping a lot of information.
you have no right to that information. I don't know why you'd ever think you would have access to that. You've not proven yourself.
No, I love the nicknames. They're so good. I wanted to know, Cass, do you and your friends ever play hard to get? Is that something that's still apparent in the dating world with you girls?
I think my personality just comes across as hard to get, but I can just be a little bit disconnected at times. And so, I just will not reply for a few days and they'll be like, oh, she's playing hard to get.
You've also got seen on. So do you see it and then still don't reply to them?
Yes.
That's ultimate mind games.
So if I read it and don't reply, I'm doing that for a reason.
What?
If it remains delivered, it's because I'm leaving the notification there to remind me later. But if I read it and don't reply,
So they should, if
9 times out of 10, I'm ignoring, not in a mean way, but I'm not going to be replying to that. Sometimes I'll accidentally open a message and not then it's been read. But yeah, usually if it's left undelivered, I'm getting back to it.
Okay.
I like having read receipts on. I think
Yeah.
it's cutthroat, sends a message.
Wow.
Because as well, I've told you this before, if a friend's I'm on my way, I don't have to do anything with that message because they can see that I've read it.
Well,
Work smarter, not harder, my friend.
so you think playing hard to get is something that women still do? Some, to a certain degree?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Playing hard to get is very fun. And I think playing hard to get to a degree is an important part of dating.
Wow.
You can't seem too available.
True.
It's not about playing mind games.
Make them earn it.
Yeah. And you want to seem busy and a little unattached and floopy.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk to you about men playing hard to get because I don't believe
Fork found in kitchen.
I don't believe men play hard to get. I really, really don't. And what I mean by that is men are quite simple and direct, and how a man reacts to you is exactly what he thinks about you. If he wants to see you, he'll organize a date. If he wants to speak to you, he'll call you. If he wants to do anything towards you, you're going to know about it. And this comes back to if you're in a confused state.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he would.
He's just literally not interested. If he feels he can genuinely see a future with you, you will feel prioritized and not be met with constant excuses, as in I was working, I was at the gym, and a guy doesn't have the ability to play hard to get if he's really into you. It's just
I think that's
burns.
later on down the track, say a few weeks, few months in. I think in the very initial meeting, first couple of dates phase, men do play hard to get because they're
Really?
also playing the field. Very rarely does a man have just one singular girl on the go from date 1 to 3. Men always have multiple first dates happening, I feel like. Or they're always chatting to someone. So maybe they're not playing hard to get physically with that woman, but their mind is in 2 or 3 different pots.
That's definitely true. If a guy's going on first, second, or third date with you, he's definitely still speaking to a lot of other girls. But if he's really interested in you, you're going to be at the top of that list. So
Bare minimum.
But you know what I mean? You're going to be getting responses, you're going to be getting, non-excuses, you're going to be getting communication, you're going to be getting dates potentially being organized, let's maybe do something next week, or how do you like picnics, or blah, blah, blah. But if you're getting the whole to your friends, what the fuck, he hasn't texted me back in 10 hours, but he says he's busy with work, and then
not planning dates if you don't know when you're seeing them next.
Yeah.
I used to hate that limbo of nothing was set in stone and so you didn't know when you were seeing them next.
And that's what I mean. That is not playing hard to get.
Yeah.
That's just him fucking not interested.
Yeah.
And I hate to be brutally honest with you girls, but at the same time, we want to peel back the curtain and tell you what's happening. But that's literally what it is. Like,
It's so much easier though from the outside. Like I look at my dating life from a different perspective now, and it's so easy to see the signs. Whereas when you're in it, you definitely have those rose-colored glasses on, and you're always like giving the benefit of the doubt.
you believe in the excuses.
Yeah, you're like, no, like he actually is really busy with work, and your friends are like, he's a fuckhead. You're like, no, he's just like he's really detached from his phone.
Oh, he ran out of battery. Like,
Yeah.
and like if you're having to talk to your friends, like saying, "Oh my God, he's such a great guy," but, and then you have to
Yeah.
come up with a raft of excuses. Like, I just want to let you know, like, it is all bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Like, if he likes you, he's getting to
the
his
tough love
phone.
today, guys.
He's getting a charger in there. He's finding a second in the toilet at work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he's making sure that he's communicating with you and keeping you interested. Because as a guy, when I'm talking to a girl and it's early on, I'm always worried that she's getting hit up by 5, 6, 7 other people. So I need to make sure that I'm communicating to stay on the top of the
Top
radar.
of that message thread.
You know what I mean? So like by them doing that, it's just by them not communicating with you, it's just showing the lack,
Yeah.
but enough interest to keep you stringing along.
Breadcrumbing. Fucking hate it.
Yeah. Anyways.
I feel like Phoebe was getting breadcrumbed.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's so, she's caught onto it now, but it's so easy to pick up on it when you're not in it. But breadcrumbing is one of the worst parts of dating because it's like they'll leave you just long enough because they're obviously off doing other things, God knows what. And then just when you start to get them out of your mind, they fucking pop back in with a message or they like your story or something and you're like, fuck.
I knew the worst breadcrumbing that I ever heard of was, I'm not going to say a name.
Come on.
No.
Tell me what the name is.
One of my friends, it was Valentine's Day. And
Do I know them?
No, you don't actually know them. And they obviously got really, really lonely. And they didn't organize a present for this girl that they'd been kind of on and off with. And he sent her a flower emoji and said, I wanted to get you a virtual flower on Valentine's Day.
Scumbucket.
She bought it. She literally saw him that.
I'm more disappointed in her than him, honestly. Jesus Christ.
It's pretty bad, hey?
Fucking, what did he call it?
Virtual flowers.
And it's an emoji. He didn't even buy anything. Like, not even like an e-gift.
An e-gift.
Like you tap the envelope and rose petals pop out.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh.
But yeah, anyways, to wrap up the
On that
playing
note.
hard to get, I really don't think men do it. I really don't think they're thinking deep enough to play those sort of games. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but that's my thought.
We'll see what our male listeners have to say on that one.
Yeah.
I promise I won't rinse you if you admit that you do play hard to get because I respect the hustle.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was a great episode.
As always.
And we'll see you all same time, same place next week.